happening that she wasn't happy with.
It was a long process with Jive. She was so young, and she was like rough around the edges. So they wanted her to undergo artist development.
We had to try to find a direction and songs and what really made sense musically for her.
They was like trying to do like a pop thing, what they felt would be best for them.
They wanted her to be bubblegum music.
She wanted to go in the hip-hop direction.
And they wanted to make the artist Ashanti. Ashanti has her own style.
As the process went on, she became more and more convinced that she should be more of a part of the writing process.
She had a lot of different ideas, but it was just like, no, we want to mold you this way.
It was like they wanted her to do things she didn't want to do.
Jive would say, hey, you're young, you're going to sing the material, and you're going to do this.
She felt disrespected, but she didn't want to say anything because she was so excited to have her first deal. So she was in a catch-22 position.
We got the signs over a period of time that that they weren't completely happy with the process.
It was kind of like oil and water with Jive. It really wasn't working out at all.
I had gotten to a point where I said, if she's not happy, then you guys need to do something to make her happy because she's the artist.
And then when other artists started to come out, like Brandy, like Monica, like Aaliyah, you know, it kind of was like, all right, when am I going to have my chance?
She wanted to feel at home at Jive Records, but she felt it in her gut that it just didn't click.
Ashanti's deal with Jive Records ended in 1996.
It didn't work. She pulled out.
We just didn't 100% get it right from our side.
We were able to get out of the deal. And it was a tough time. I had to see my daughter be unhappy after being so elated.
There were people laughing about the fact that it fell through.
I thought you were doing a record. When are we going to hear you on the radio?
People revel in people's misery.
Oh, well, she can't really sing, this and this and that. Of course you have the haters.
Ashanti felt devastated. You know, it's a letdown. How do you face that? She was crushed.
Next, Ashanti gets a second chance at superstardom.
We hyped her up. Ashanti's coming, Ashanti's coming.
And we were all excited, like, oh, my God, this is the closest we got.
Oh, yeah? Could've.
After the letdown from Jive Records, Ashanti just wanted to have a normal life.
You come back, you lick your wounds.
She was sad, just like anyone would be, if this is something that you want to do so bad.
We, of course, rallied around her.
Our grandfather really played a major role.
He was a safety net. So if she fell, she wouldn't hit rock bottom.
He said to her, baby, don't worry, it's going to be okay. This is just a test. Trust what I tell you, it's going to happen for you. And she would take that and just run. Ashanti got refocused back in school full time.
She was like a senior to the max.
She didn't want to like stop and do one thing. She wanted to focus on everything.
She was a cheerleader.
She was an athlete. She did track.
She was, you know, in drama club.
Well, don't be too dumb, and don't forget, when the auction starts tonight, mine's the biggest
She had so many different avenues and so many things working.
But singing was her real, true passion. She used to write about how she wanted to be a singer and that this is what she was going to do.
So we needed to get her out showcasing and singing live. Ashanti's first major singing performance was at the Apollo.
Ashanti's performance at the Apollo was, like, great.
She sang More Than a Melody by Yolanda Adams.
So much more.
crowd away. Her voice is just so strong and so beautiful.
It was such a beautiful thing to see him do that song. That's when I knew Jive had made a mistake.
Right before graduation, Ashanti got approached by Noontime Records. We were a brand new label. We heard about Ashanti through a demo. We heard it, listened to it, loved it. We wanted her to be our first signature person coming out on our label.
Ashanti had mixed feelings because she was going to be graduating from school.
Ashanti received a track scholarship from Hampton University.
There was a performing arts college in Philadelphia that was scouting her, so she had so many options.
On the other hand, she had people telling her how talented she was and how she might be throwing away a golden opportunity if she didn't pursue the music.
It was a very hard thing for her to decide.
Not like, hey, what are you going to wear tonight? It's, what are you going to do with your life?
We all thought it would be college, but Shani decided she wanted to sing.
She felt that's where her heart was. She needed to do this.
But the catch was she had to go to Atlanta.
Yeah. Welcome to Atlanta. When she first got down to Atlanta, she was just amped about the whole entire situation.
Yes, I'm finally on my own. I'm an adult. I'm going to do my thing.
She cut the umbilical cord from Mom. She was confident she made the right decision.
She wanted to be a star. Ashanti was extremely determined. She wanted to be in the studio at all times.
She was focused on what she had to do.
It was all about the late hours.
She was like a bat, sleep in the day, up all night.
She worked as hard as she had to work to facilitate her dreams and to help facilitate our dreams as well. She was being treated beautiful in the beginning. We were promoting her as the next thing.
Photo shoots, a couple of radio spots. They had these cards that said Ashanti, album in stores, September '98.
And we were all excited, like, oh my God, it's finally happening. Like, this is the closest we got.
We hyped her up. Ashanti's coming, Ashanti's coming.
Oh yeah? Could have fooled me.
September came, and then it left. The album still hasn't came out. We haven't heard anything about it. What's going on?
Ashanti was definitely a raw talent. You know, this was our first act off of our label. So there was a few bumps in the road.
It starts to turn sour because the gentleman that signed Ashanti was fired. Then the new guy comes in. They bring in their own acts.
She began being pushed to the side.
She went from being the biggest thing at Noontime to being someone that was completely ignored.
She started to, become a little depressed. Her mom became extremely upset.
I do remember, the phone calls from her mom late at night asking me what was going on.
I will never, ever forget my turning point. I don't even know if I could say this on television, but I was so furious that I wanted to hurt somebody.
Shani had a little fender bender.
A head-on collision. She crushed some bones. She had her seatbelt on, or she would have went through the window. And guess what? Nobody at Noontime would have known, because she called all of them, and not one of them picked their phone up.
I think that the accident kind of affected our relationship with Ashanti.
I never forgave any of them for that.
After that, she just wanted to come home.
It's bullshit. No, I don't want to do it. It's just ludicrous. We were trying to decide how we were going to finish her project and get her out there and make her a star. And then it all just, came to an end.
Shani was 18 when she decided to come back to Glen Cove.
It was really tough for her, especially coming back. Oh, I thought you had a record deal.
No record, No spins on the radio. No nothing.
It really, you know, it started to break her down.
She just was on, like, this whole depressed mode. It was a point where I don't want to do it no more, or, you know, things are not working out, and it's a waste of my time.
It's just like, what's going on with me? Am I not talented? Am I not good?
Next, Ashanti suffers a devastating loss.
She completely collapsed, just sobbing.
How do you deal with that? Things got to stop right now, right now.
She had lost, I know, a major piece of her life.
After the record deal with Noontime fell through, Ashanti came back to New York to live with her family.
Ashanti was depressed and she was moping.
She had gotten to the point that, you know, she was iffy about pursuing her career in music.
She started taking courses at Nassau Community College.
She started to pursue different jobs.
She took a telemarketing job.
She also got a job at a daycare center. But Ashanti knew good and well that this is not the end of the road. She jumped back. Not quick, but she got back.
She used that negative experience and turned it into a positive one.
She's like, I'm going to do the music thing one more time. Let's go for it. Why not?
She started singing at different places in the city.
She went and did a show at the Soul Cafe, and she met a guy, Mario Baeza.
Mario is an entrepreneur, well known in the business world and also in the music industry.
And he was very interested.
And from there, she was introduced to Irv Gotti.
He wants to introduce me to this artist he's got. So, you know, I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever, cool.
And that's when things started popping again.
Irv is a rap guy. Hardcore rap. DMX, Jay-Z, Ja Rule, you name it. Like, he had affiliations with everyone. So, when we heard that, we were like, now what are we going to do?
I flat out told him, like, you know, I'm not really an R&B guy, but, you know, if you come to the studio, be a studio rat, and we could work it out. She didn't have an edge on her. She's typical R&B. So I knew that wasn't what he's looking for. Did I think she was bringing anything? Not a chance.
At that point, Ashanti was just, I don't want to say desperate, but I'm willing to try anything.
She immediately started coming to the crack house.
The Murder Inc. studio is called a crack house. It's an environment where people go in and get down and dirty and make great music.
She's telling me, I'm going to crack house with the murderers. What? Let me get my coat.
Every night I was in the studio working, I would see the cute little girl sitting on the couch in the Den of Thieves. The kid's got a time.
She was the only girl. She was in the back, in the dark, with a pad and a pen.
She'd sit around, and she wouldn't do anything, but she'd watch and observe.
Everyone smoking, you know, all thugs to the core.
It was not an intimidating thing for her.
People, please understand what I go through. The torment. The torment.
She's going there to put it down. She's here on a mission.
She just loved to be in the studio. It was kind of an addiction.
They would call her sometime like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to come out, and she said, Dad, I'm going to be all right. I got my bat in the car, and I'm good.
It didn't matter what time we called. Yo, you should come, got this hook or whatever.
And it was all bull. It was just to see if she would be there, and she was there.
She handled herself very well amongst the fellas.
Be there at 5 and 6 in the morning. Just like one of the hungry cats that want to rap or whatever, she had the same drive and ambition.
That hunger is what made me say she wants it, and that's what led me to start giving her tests. If anyone knows how we work, we don't really just sign anyone right out the door. It's kind of like you got to pass some tests. One of the tests came with the Big Pun record.
I make the kind of green, a hustler dream. Out the custard cream, viper, custom piped up with the mustard theme.
They needed a female to appear on his record, How We Roll.
Told him, give you a shot at it. If you don't like it, you ain't staying on it.
This was her chance. Ashanti was feeling very